This week's adventure has us on the search for warmer weather. We'll be heading south from Rotterdam by night bus to the city of Frankfort. We hope to visit a couple tentative World Heritage sites while there, and then a few days later we'll be making our way south by day train to Augsburg, then onwards by night train to Venice. With any luck, we'll be able to visit the water management systems of Augsburg, which is a World Heritage Site, and leave ourselves in a great position to visit Venice and its lagoons, another World Heritage Site. So let's begin in the city of Rotterdam, where it's a little bit cooler, but we're looking forward to that warmer weather. Welcome to the Frankfurt-bound night bus. After starting at what one might describe as a less than pleasant bus stop in the middle of the night on a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, it picked up as far as quality as we started our travels. But it is a night bus, so it was dark, not a whole lot to show you. But we arrived safely in Frankfurt and had our chance to wander around the city, explore a few things. We had heard of a couple tentative World Heritage Sites, or they turned out to be former tentative World Heritage Sites, so they're no longer on the list. But it was still nice to look around. We checked out this church here, which was one of the former sites, and it's called St. Paul's, I believe. And it's also used as a community center, and it was a part of political activities in this area back in the day. But after a whole night of traveling, I can't say we were the most awake. Poor Cammy. But she's a trooper. We kept on looking around and seeing what we can see as we waited for our hotel to kindly let us in early. We did arrive at 7 in the morning after all, so they're not going to let us in then. But eventually, after 5 hours of walking around town, we were able to enter our hotel, get some sleep, and refuel for the journey onwards as we wandered back to the train station where the bus had originally dropped us off. Then we were able to catch our train, our day train that is, with the goal of heading towards Augsburg. And with any luck, the Water Management Systems World Heritage Site in Augsburg.
Okay, so today we're on our way to Augsburg. If I pronounce that correctly, apologies if I don't. So we're going to Augsburg. We'll take a little stopover, check on the water projects they used to use in the city there. It's historic water projects, also a World Heritage Site downtown. So we're using the stopover there, so to speak, to investigate that and look into it. And then later in the evening, we'll be catching the night train from Augsburg to just shy of Venice. So that should be good fun. So we'll be good and tired by then because it's 8 in the morning right now, and we're about to catch our first ride. We have one transfer as well before Augsburg. And
let's see.
We're already 20 minutes delayed. So we'll have to a little bit of a slow start. Hopefully, with any luck, we'll be able to pull it all together. But yeah, it's a nice crisp morning, and it'll warm up because we're heading south for the next 2 days. So off we wander.
So about halfway to Augsburg from Frankfurt, we needed to switch trains. So our new train arrived and we settled ourselves in for the journey to Augsburg. So then something odd happened. The train stopped for a while and then began going in a completely different direction, something we've never experienced in all our travels.
Not sure where we're going. Kemi's awake. So in 6 minutes, Kemi, where are we going to be?
Morning.
Nice.
I don't know why we end up in morning.
Apparently there was a platform closure or something. So we've been rerouted to Munich, where we will then double back to Augsburg. But once we're in Augsburg, hopefully I'll have time to look around before the sunset, and then head back towards Munich on the way to Venice. So we'll see how this works. So we're enjoying the ride though. We're still in the comfy seats. It is going well. Bags ready.
Positive thinking.
Positive thinking.
We pay the same, but we
Get an extra hour of relaxation. Very nice train. So
I don't know if it is a relaxation or a stress.
no, I'm pretty relaxed.
we have been figuring out
Yeah, watching the boards come up.
because all the announcements in German.
Yeah, that was a little challenging, but the gentleman behind us is super nice and helping us.
Yes,
So-
we have to be thankful.
Yeah, so we'll keep wandering.
An hour and a half after our expected arrival time in Augsburg, we continued to head in the wrong direction and received directions on what to do in German. Unfortunately, we don't understand them.
Die nach Bologna über Rotterdam-Steinbürge fährt um 13:34 Uhr ab vom Gleis 12. Meine Damen und Herren, in München Hauptbahnhof endet unser Zug. Wir dürfen uns von Ihnen verabschieden. Danke für Ihre Reise mit der Deutschen Bahn. Für die entstandenen Unannehmlichkeiten aufgrund unserer Verspätung wegen der Umleitung möchten wir uns an dieser Stelle nochmals entschuldigen. Wir wünschen Ihnen einen angenehmen Tag. Auf Wiedersehen. Ladies and gentlemen, in a few minutes we'll arrive at Munich South Station, the final destination. Your connection service to Augsburg Ulm. ICE train to Cologne via München passing Augsburg Ulm Stuttgart, departing 1:28 from platform 14. Thank you for choosing Deutsche Bahn today. Take care and goodbye.
Goodbye. Finally.
Thank you.
1 minute later, we transferred trains and we're on our way again.
Unser nächster Halt in Kürze um voraussichtlich 13:35 Uhr ist dann München Passing. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on board the ICE to Cologne. We wish you a pleasant journey.
We were very happy. We now know where we were going, and that place was Augsburg, as you can see in the sign behind us. It seemed like everything is coming together now. We still might be able to see the water management sites once we arrive there.
Success. We've arrived. We've already run away. So, Augsburg. The sign that says Augsburg. I can see it. Very good. Success. So that's a 2-hour detour.
Yeah,
That's okay. That's okay. 2 hours is not too bad.
we have to find our locker.
Off we go. Bags are at the station. We're on the road, walking around. Heading where, Cami? Heading where?
Heading to the UNESCO Information Center.
Mhm.
of Augsburg,
Augsburg.
so that we can understand more about Augsburg, where it is famous for the water system.
Yeah, the water system, water engineering system. Pretty cool. So we will continue our walk in the nice summer's day. Although it seems to be getting colder the farther south we go. But we will
Yeah.
continue, brave the elements, see what's out there. We found the river.
Part of the water system.
So what we know from our pre-trip research is that we should be able to find some water towers, like pumping stations, some canals, and some hydroelectric projects in this city, all of significant age. But we really don't know exactly what we're looking for. So we'll continue to wander the city, trying to find some of these structures. So Cami and I are both perplexed, but we should have done more research, obviously.
Yes.
So, but anyways, we have one of the water towers here, and we found an amphitheater, the river. So we're going to continue searching around and see what else we can find. We did find a self-guided tour, so we're going to follow the self-guided tour and see where it takes us. So wish us luck. We also know that we should be able to find 3 significant water fountains in town, fed by some of these water diversion projects. So we'll keep an eye out for that. With some good luck, we eventually found the World Heritage Information Center, which had all kinds of information on the water management systems found in the city. We're just very curious.
Yeah.
We've been visiting World Heritage sites, and I have a particular interest in success. We finally found the UNESCO World Heritage Site Info Center, which finally explains all of the various things we've been looking into, and putting Cami at great relief that we didn't have to continue to search the city endlessly for this location.
It is just next to the tourist information center.
Next to tourist info, for sure. And right in the main square with one of the fountains from the water projects, the water management projects. The explanations there are really good. We'll share some of the info we learned. And yeah, highly recommend it. Beautiful city and lots to see here. And lots of information as well. So, anyways, so for now, I guess we wander a little more, sightsee, and then go off and eventually find a train heading south to another place with lots of water management activities called Venice. Maybe a little less snow. Okay. It's really interesting to see how the city's been managing its water since the 14th century. And those towers we saw earlier, they have equipment from the 15th century in them. Unfortunately, our delay from earlier in the day meant the sun was setting and we needed to carry on back to the train station and to our lockers to pick up our larger bags and prepare for our evening travels. It was an unusually cold evening and we had several hours before our train would depart. So we went to the local shopping mall and hung out close to what could be the strangest placement for a door handle I've ever seen. The other station in the world that's the cold climate and open concept.
Like Ottawa.
You're not alone, Ottawa.
You're not alone.
There are 2 of you. And the other thing is we found our train connection to Venice. So we're getting ready for that. People are excited to go to Venice, so we're hitting on there. And so anyways, we're still surviving. It's almost, almost 11.
and we'll be on our way very shortly.
It was time to say goodbye to Augsburg and continue our journey to the south.
Hey Kimmy, welcome aboard
OBB
sleeper train,
Nightjet.
Nightjet, passenger seat style, with 6 people per compartment. 4 people haven't shown up, which may never show up because it's the middle of the winter and we're, you know, it's a night train in their seats for 9.5 hours. Most people like their beds. So if that's the case, then we may have a compartment to ourselves.
So actually take a look. You can adjust the lights and...
Yeah, there's lighting adjustments, there's benches, there's shelves, there's all kinds of wonderful stuff. There's little tables. As Cammy's demonstrating, the lights are in our control. Good stuff. So anyways, Cammy, you're looking forward to your 9.5 hour ride to Venice?
Yeah.
Nice.
Me too.
And away we go. I'll let Cammy get settled in.
10 seconds later, nine and a half hours later, we're ready to say goodbye to our overnight train as we were just outside Venice, down the street from our hotel.
After some crazy amount of time since we last slept. The train was good, nice little room, but we did have company. 2 folks joined us in our cabin, so we couldn't take any video, obviously, because we're all trying to sleep. So there's 4 of us to 6 chairs, not too bad. It was more spacious than the bus that we've been on lately, the night buses. But not as nice as having a whole cabin to yourself, but that's just chance. You have to roll with that. And the folks were nice, so that was great. Met some new folks and basically attempted to sleep. I think a little bit here, a little bit there, on and off all night. Got to the station and very short walk to the hotel here. We're already here, and we did an early check-in, which they offered for €15. So I was like, okay, well, we're 6 hours early and haven't slept for a day and a half, 2 days. Yeah. So we figured, well, okay, well, that's, you know, good value for money for our situation. So here we are, and we are going to get cleaned up and get some rest.
But this is Venice.
Moments later, we were sleeping and dreaming about what tomorrow would bring.